Good morning, everybody. I hope that you are doing well. Welcome to this full moon in Cancer here on the 13th of January. So this is going to be, I thought that this was going to start off to be just a Scorpio reading, which then quickly turned into, oh no, there's something here for everybody. So Scorpio and all, welcome aboard today. Couple things I want to get into, and I'm going to tell you the messages this morning that have come in. I just want to go like, holy shit, pay attention. This message is not for the faint at heart. This message is not for anybody who's not willing to take a very, very deep look at self. And we talk about that Cancerian full moon. It's power. It's a power-packed punch of a dose of reality. So to all signs, here you are. Welcome aboard. If you're new here, I'm Nicole. Welcome to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning, fabulous as always to see each and every one of you. A couple things I want to mention, and then we're going to jump into the notes. And typically I don't I sit down with the cards, I'm guided, but the messages come in this morning in a very unique way. And again, I'm astounded by what came through. We're going to pull a couple of cards on it as well, but this message, dive deep, folks, dive deep. I want to say, someone had mentioned in the comments, I think I seen it this morning or last night, about, why don't you do so many readings for Libra or something like that, or more readings for Libra. I'm going to be very candid with everybody here, which, I share when I have these calls with you all on personal reads. I'm pretty open about a lot of things, more so than on here on YouTube. But I'm going to share this with you. I shut my business down, my brick and mortar place. It's been over a year ago now. October was a year. And I had no clue in the world what I was going to do. I had already started YouTube at that point. I was kind of piddling with it, just see what happens. And then this became more of the full-time gig for me. I love this. I work with my clients, those of you here that reach out to me, other people locally that I've worked with for years. That is my main gig, call it my gig. I love it. It's play. I enjoy it. It's not work because I love what I do. But I will say too, though, single parent, I'm gonna, again, very candid here today. I run the whole ship. So when my kiddos are at school, this is where I'm at. And then here's a funny story. I actually work outside of my home a couple of days a week, occasionally. Honestly, to keep my sanity, that Aries rising, I got to be doing. Even Scorpio, got to be doing, right? So I do try to break up some things for myself just to keep myself sane. But I'll tell you, I would love nothing more than YouTube to be the thing that provides entirely for my household, so that I could do weekly reads for every sign, so that I can do more readings for all of you. And who knows what the future holds. And I'm optimistic that where I need to be is where I will be. But I will say to all of you, all signs, the more I can get out to you, the happier I am. And I do think, if you look at the content here in the past couple of weeks, it's been pretty steady, even though some of it has been more so for Scorpio. It's my goal, right? It's my goal. So, wish me well. Let's come together, get the numbers up on this channel, like, share, subscribe, comment, personal reads, all of those things, they make a massive impact here. So I thank you all for the ways, again, that you support what I do here, your faith in me, and time will tell. So, patience, please. And I mean that in a loving way, like, oh, have some patience. But I really would love nothing more than to do this 8 hours a day. Truthfully, I love being in this space. So second thing, I just wanted to say this to you all. And I think that this is more for the fact, and pay attention, the birds are in the background squawking. This is more for the purpose of showing you how simple a message could be, and you have no idea what it means. My daughter said something to me yesterday, and all of a sudden the light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, holy shit, Nicole, how did you not see this by now? We talk about the fires in California right now, right? And God bless those that are in that situation. Prayers, loves, hugs for them. And just, I feel like intuitively there's a divine purpose for this. And I think I'm going to leave that with that, because there's more to that, and we'll talk about that another time. But the past couple of weeks prior to the fires breaking out, I got real schizo about making sure when I was leaving the house, my coffee pot was off, my appliances, like my toaster, my coffee pot, my hair straightener, random shit, even cell phone chargers, things like that were unplugged. And I kept hearing like, just do it in case there's a fire. Just do it in case there's a fire. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And it seemed like it came out of nowhere for me. I was like, why am I like worried about this all of a sudden? And then it dawned on me yesterday. My daughter, I don't even remember what she said, but she said something and I was like, holy shit, Nicole, like you haven't had that thought about stuff at home since those fires broke out. I had no idea, 34 years of doing this, no idea that message was a warning that the smoke alarms were going off, right? So pay attention to, like, if you get something coming in regards to your smoke alarm, smoke detectors, just little cues, pay attention to that. It's so important. And I know better than that, but I was very caught up in my, I got to leave the house. I got to do this. I got to do that. Just make sure my house is safe, right? So make sure your house is safe. Make sure your things are taken care of. Now, on to the main message. I have 4 pages of written material of messages that came in this morning. No shit. And talk about how very different they come in. I am so astounded by this. I am in complete awe of the way Spirit works through me. And I'm so thankful for that. So this morning, I start channeling, and I do these things too while I'm doing the dishes, loading the dishwasher, cleaning up dog toys, putting the laundry away. And I'm getting some things done today. And all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. And I said to you all the other day about pay attention to songs. And I've seen a couple of comments too in the comment section about music, right? A song comes through. Paula Cole, I Don't Want to Wait. And 7:17 on the clock, by the way. So pay attention to the 17th. 16th, 17th going to be very important for you somehow. So Spirit's like, you're doing your thing. Just turn on the song. Listen to the words. Holy crap. I remember being a kid, teenager, whatever I was at that point in time, watching Dawson's Creek, and that was their theme song, right? You'd listen to it. It was catchy. It was a good thing. Paula Cole was cool. Meredith Brooks, right? Like there was that whole little scene. Alanis Morissette, all of them. But when you listen to something, like you go back years, and I mean oodles of years, from the beginning of some of the first things you've ever listened to, and you remember what it invoked in you in that moment. And now you go back many, many, many years later, and you realize what a different hit, what a different feel, what a different meaning songs have for you. And it's not just songs. And as I say that to you, Spirit brings to my attention, Nicole, the thing around the fire of unplugging your appliances. You thought it was one thing. Wow, looking back in hindsight, what a different feeling. What a different awareness. I cannot, under this full moon of Cancer, tell you enough to pay attention to the downloads, the hits. It's in conversations that you are having with other people. It is thoughts that are crossing your mind. It is, I don't even give 2 shits if it's the same space in your house that your dog continues to go to that's completely out of the norm. Pay attention to everything around you. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to where things are coming from, where people are coming from, regions, areas. Spirit's saying the word disasters. We are waking up, okay? So, as I was going through, and I'm sitting here doing my little things, getting things ready for the day, I turn on that song, and I'm letting it run. And all of a sudden, Spirit's hitting me with messages, and I'm just kind of taking it in at first, just doing how I usually do, going, oh, okay, there's that, oh, yeah, there's that, okay. And then they were like, have a seat. I sat down while that tune was playing in the background, and holy smokes, what I ended up with here, guys, is a message, that probably the most compelling message I've ever put out from Spirit. and it touches the soul. It is a message of the ages. It is one that you can go back in 5 years from now and go, oh, I remember when Nicole did this on Path of Enlightenment Tarot. I'm going to go back and touch base on this because it's going to resound, 10:10 on the clock, resound yet once again. This is a message that I would say to you, hell, go back every 6 months and listen to it. Remind yourself, this is a song, Spirit, song of remembrance. So pay very close attention to that information. So with this, I'm going to jump into the messages that Spirit gave to me during that time that I was sitting here writing this morning. 6 months of transformation. We go back, and your moon cycles are about from the point of the new moon to the full moon in that sign, which is approximately 6 months. It's always about closing out that particular 6-month cycle, the sun and the moon in opposition, right? So you go back to, it had to have been, I'm going to say late June, I want to say is when the full moon happened, or the new moon happened in Cancer. Go back to that time period and think about what was going on in your life at that time, because whatever it was, there is, I got the chills today. Spirit addressing things for you that were, I don't even know that you know. It's like, go back hindsight. Did you even know that you were working on certain things over the last 6 months? Probably not. Probably had no idea that certain things were coming up to the surface and you were just going on about your life, doing the thing. And now looking back, it's what has come to our attention. What in this very moment are we dealing with on this subliminal message and subliminal space that is calling for us to pay attention? You know, and Spirit is saying that the clear message in this is for you to rip off the damn Band-Aid. We're going to dig into some wounds. I mean, the things that came up as this tune was playing and I'm writing these messages, it's so profound. It is about our cycles, our patterns, our repeats, the things that we continue to we don't, it's like having a wound and not putting Neosporin or some antibacterial on it and just slapping a Band-Aid over it going, well, I can't see it, so it covers up this blemish, right? Or it covers up this, or it covers up that. And I'm going to say too, as I say about like blemishes on the face, Cancer, and if you're a Cancer and you're here, I love you. Do know that I've got some amazing Cancer friends. I don't mean this in a mean way. I'm talking about the shadow side of Cancer. Cancers can be very vain. Maybe at some point you were dealing with something in regards to your appearance. Were you losing weight, gaining weight, changing things about you, your hair, your face, your makeup, your beard, your whatever, your clothes? We're at the beginning of the year. What are people doing? Working out. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm not trying to sound pessimistic, but it's just the truth. 2 weeks in, and we're like, oh, I can't do this. This is too much. But it's about those cycles. It's about ripping that Band-Aid off of those things that we have continued to do time and time and time again. And Spirit saying, and not saying no. It's like, okay, well, if this is what's going to be thrown at my doorstep, then I'm just going to pick it up and hug it. Okay, fine. We're done picking up things and hugging them that are prickly, that are hurtful. Like, we're done doing those things, okay? So what it says too, and again, I'm going to go through my notes and I will address things as I feel I need to going through these notes. We are in a place with wounds that have shattered our very existence. To look in the mirror showing all of the wounds of this life, not just this life, but also past lives. Things are coming to the surface right now. You could be doing past life regressions. You could be working with Akashic Records. You could be just trying to tap into what else. It's like you could go through this life and go, okay, these things happened. And I've made peace with them, or I've dealt with that or this, and yet still these things are kind of happening in my life. Go back even further. Go back soul level, historically, beyond the veil. Okay? Have you ever looked in the mirror? And pardon me, as I was writing so fast, it's like chicken scratch, so bear with me. Have you ever looked in the mirror? So I say there because these are messages from Spirit as I was writing. So have you ever looked in the mirror and looked back beyond yourself to all the situations in your life that have made you who you are? And what I got with that is that message came in. They're showing me that clear depiction. Like I have a standing mirror in my bedroom, okay? And to stand there, and they kept showing me like all of these different faces looking in this mirror and going, here I am in my physical presence, but here are all of these things around me, all of these people, all of these situations, all of these big moments, catalytic moments, hurtful moments, happy moments, and they have become a part of everything in which you are. You have taken in those experiences, and some of them absolutely, in your eyes, unforgettable, good and bad. Okay? So I would encourage you to stand in front of your mirror. And one of the things that I've taught in classes when we were working on shadow work or digging within ourselves, right? Doing that deeper sense of awareness. Sit down in front of a mirror and look yourself in the eye. You don't make eye contact with yourself on a regular basis other than to put your makeup on, brush your teeth, fix your hair. What if you took a moment and paused and looked at yourself in the mirror? What memories or flashes come up in the background around you? What do you see lingering in the shadows? Just like we say, like when I read auras or read people in person and I see them, and even some of you have said to me, I can see X, Y, and Z around you, Nicole, during that video. What do you see around yourself? There are some traumatic memories, guys, that are going to be pulled up when you do that. It's like a heavy burden, a heavy weight that's laying on the back of you going, I'm still here. You thought you got rid of me. I'm still here, collective. What are you going to do? Almost haunting you in some way. We talk about generational curses. I will make it clear. They're not curses. We can title it whatever way we want to make ourselves feel better, but they're not curses. It is the conditioned belief of the atmosphere, the environment in which we grew up in. We look at our parents, paternal figures, grandparents, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins, monkeys, whatever. Political leaders, different celebrities, figures, as our heroes, our people. They transform us, not always for the better. They leave a lasting impact on us. Okay? And all of those things lead into this way that we recognize as the way of life, the way we are going to lead in life. And we just do things and don't even realize sometimes that we're doing them. All of these people are examples that have been set for us in the direction in which we lead our lives. My question to you, via spirit, have they been good examples? Have they been examples of what life could and should look like for you? What you specifically want for your life to look like, okay? I learned something many years ago, and it's something that I then learned as a parent firsthand, right? A firsthand experience. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 16 and you have your first child. I don't care if you're 42 and have your first child. There is no right time. There is no instruction manual, whether it's about your children or just about yourself. None of this life comes with an instruction manual. You don't pop out of a box and here's the instructions, via whatever brand you can think of. Here's how to do life. Here's how to figure it out. It is the one thing in this world that we have to learn hands-on every second that we take a breath. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. Because again, we talk about uniqueness. We tell our kids nobody is as valuable as you in the sense that you are your own person and you are unique. You are your own person. You are unique. The way you live your life is not going to fit others. The way they live their life is not going to fit you. Plain and simple. But the idea behind all of this isn't about breaking a curse. We're not wisping a wand around and poof, it's gone. We're done. Moving on. It's not some magical experience. It's not rainbows, cupcakes, unicorns, and butterflies. It's change. What do humans hate the most? Change. It's uncomfortable as fuck, right? You get to a point, and likely right now, the majority of you, if you are here, you've tuned in for a reason, 2020 on the clock. You are at a point of being so fucking uncomfortable, you can't stand to be in your own skin. You can't stand to be around a specific person, a specific place, an environment. What else was it that they said? So in your skin, in a room, with a person, in a job, in a situation, in an environment, in a dynamic, to the point that it makes you physically sick. The presence of certain energies, people, places, something that at one point, spirit, there we go, ooh, chills, that turned you on is repulsing you. Your soul giving you the instructions that aren't written on paper. Hell, they're not even written in stone. Okay? Spirit's saying that you awaken one day to realize that your life has passed you by. And I made a separate note. Where was it? Do not wake in the latter parts of your life wishing that you had done it differently. What do you have going on right now that you wish was different? Because if you continue on in this cycle, you're going to wake up one day wishing you had done it differently. You know how many people, they get, 90 years old and they're on their deathbed and they're going, well, if I could have done this, if I could have been a ballerina, if I could have done X, Y, and Z. That's the only thing I would change. I would change that. And I'm not telling you to live with regrets. But Spirit's saying feel your passions. You only get this one chance in this existence. In part to get it right, but in more so for the purpose of your soul meeting its criteria of what it came here to do. To heal. To heal yourself and heal the world around you. Okay? The souls in higher vibration right now are recognizing these wounds, these patterns, toxicities, and even obsessions. Again, looking at those things, and these include jobs, people, ways of living, being, relationships, dynamics that are embedded in your own skin. And, in one part of Paula Cole's song, I Don't Want to Wait, it says something to the effect about him showing up at the door when it's rainy doorstep with shrapnel in his skin. And when I heard that part, I sat with that. And this whole vision of we don't see ourselves like that, how much has been embedded in our skin. And when we talk about our skin here, collective, we're talking about our soul. What has been embedded in our soul? I want you to think about it on a physical level. Have you ever fallen, gotten a bunch of gravel in your knee as a kid, even as an adult? Gotten, thistles in your fingertips or whatever, jagger bushes, whatever you want to call them, wherever you are in the world. For every rock you pick out of your skin, for every thistle that gets plucked, you feel relief. Each and every single little wound needs to be addressed. They need the relief. Those wounds need the relief. And most importantly, that culmination of those wounds is like one big massive sore. Give your soul, collective, the relief under this full moon. Parents, there was something else that came out. I think when she starts the song, she says something to the effects of, one was 6 months, one was 3, or something like that, talking about her children. If you are a parent, and you are in a difficult situation, you're fighting to survive more than likely right now. You're not fighting to live, to thrive. You're fighting to survive. You can toss in the economy. You can toss in bad relationships. You can toss in jobs that don't want to work with your schedule as a parent. You can make every reason in the book. There's always a reason why we can't. But what if we found a way that we can? Waiting on the call. She talks about waiting on the call or something. And when I heard that, Spirit said to me, waiting on the call to feel relief in that survival. Waiting, to me, that is translated to waiting for someone to come save you. Who's going to show up at your doorstep, collective, to save you? From whatever your circumstances are. Whatever this lesson is, whatever it is that's going on. Who's going to show up? Who are you waiting on? Because the only person right now that is going to show up for you is yourself. And I have told all signs, it's about you. You choose you every single time. Okay? Repeating the patterns of parental figures who were missing. So whether this is physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, what are you repeating? What are you trying to emulate back to your inner child that's going, this is what I need? Are you using your children as a resource to, we make jokes like, this mom wanted to be an actor or an actress, and so she really pushed her kids to do that. So she didn't fulfill her goals. She's not focused on herself, but she's focused on making her children do something that may not ever, even minutely, resonate with their souls. Are you emitting to your children, or even others around you, it doesn't have to be your children, what you wish you would have done a long time ago? Are you projecting? You must ask yourself that. Further to that, the parents that you think you know, do you really know who they are at their core? Do you know their secrets? Or do you, again, have a made-up perception of who you've needed them to be, who they've never showed up to be? And this is including spouses and partners in life, Spirit is saying. For all, what is your inner child? And I even wrote this. What is your inner child fighting for in relation to your children or the control of those around you? Big question. It's coming down right now to Now or Never. Another song popped up in the script, Break Even. I don't know the words to that song. It wasn't one of my favorite songs. I need to go back and listen to that. But I would encourage you to listen to that song. But they talk about break the chains of the mind, speak your mind, even if it hurts. We are not going to love everything. And not everybody is going to love what we've got to say. But you need to say it. Your emotional resurgence needs you to say it, Spirit is saying to me. In that song, she says, will it be yes or will it be sorry? And they talk about, Spirit said, about the generational aspects. Waking up, I'm going to circle back around for a hot second, waking up at 90 going, sorry, I didn't do better. And this isn't about anybody else, collective. This is about you. Are you going to look at yourself in the latter parts of your life and go, sorry? Or will it be, yes, I'm going to forge this path forward. Yes, I'm going to take that leap of faith. Yes, I'm going to have blind trust in the universe. We see not only ourselves, but those around us standing in front of us with, as she stated, in their shrapnel in their skin. And I mentioned that already. And when we see that, we're not only seeing our own pain, collective, we're also seeing the pain of others. How many people have you looked at in your lifetime? You took one step towards them, one look at their face, and you knew that pain. You could empathize with the understanding of that pain. And that's Cancerian energy, to feel, to empathize, to nurture, to love, to want to fix, to want to heal, to want to course correct somebody else. Everybody but themselves. How can you take what it is that you're striving to do for that person and make it about you? How do you give that back to yourself? I've told a couple people in this past week, selflessness is not selfishness. And sometimes, though, we do need to be a little bit selfish for ourselves. We need to take those resources and put them back into us. Okay, energy wounds of the mother under this full moon, right? protection, healing, nurturing, but it is a reflection of both that person or that situation, that environment, and yourself. We feel the pain and compassion to those that we may love or know who we know are hurting. There's another part of the song too. She says, this was around him, still, it was about the anger still living within him. Those projections that even other people make at you, collective, and even those that you make to others, 30-30 on the clock, 10-10, 20-20, 30-30. Pay attention. Those are the master numbers. I always get, power numbers. And then you've got your master numbers, 11-22. I always get them mixed up. Anger in this retrograde is fighting with resistance. Do you know people who are fighting with resistance, who they're angry and they're getting huffy and puffy with you because maybe you speak a truth? They're resisting that awareness. They're resisting that change. You cannot change their resistance, but you can only heal yours. They awaken in the last moments of their lives, sometimes as the generations pass by. This is a wounded masculine who will die on the hill of I have to provide. In the midst of this is a wounded feminine dying to love and live again. You decide what side of that you're on, if not both. She says, you're wearing your angst again. Look within the mirror, Spirit says, of who you continue to stay in these places, environments, and people with. I mean, it's heavy. It's heavy. She says, believe me, I know the feeling. It sucks you into the jaws of anger. To rephrase how these feelings hit differently as adults. How the connotations around these things, the awareness and understanding of these things change significantly. And it says in this song as well, and I didn't want to do what his father and his father and his father did. I want to be here now. Breaking the generational aspects of what has been passed down. The passing of the torch isn't always a healthy passing of the torch. It's here, carry on the legacy that I left, or what I couldn't fix. So you get to choose to fix it, change it. I don't want to say fix it, but to heal what has transpired. You get to make that decision. You are going to see people in the coming weeks lash out in anger. They're going to do things that make you scratch your head and go, what in the hell were they thinking? The only thing you can do is cautiously decide how you respond, if at all. Okay? How do you do it in healthy ways? Being here now, being present now. How do you show up in love and compassion that is for the highest vibration of all? Because you think about it, and I've talked about being invited to a fight, being invited into anger, being invited into chaos. Just because you're invited does not mean that you have to accept that invitation, right? So how do you, in those moments, distinguish the fire and the flames? How do you change how you respond and react to these things? How do you come at this with compassion and love? Or just go, this is not for me, so instead of adding fuel to the fire, I'm just going to walk away. But I'll do it in truth and honesty and integrity, okay? Not everybody is going to appreciate your release of them. So when these situations arise and you choose to walk away, you have the best interest in mind for all, the highest vibrational aspects for all. But you also must understand that those that are not ready to learn to live again, they're going to be angry with you. Or the ones that want to hold on because so long as they're clenched in you, they've got an anchor to make them feel secure. Whether they hate you or love you. And if they hate you, it's because you emanate something to them that they can't stand because it makes them feel insecure. You are ending past contracts of pain under this full moon. You are not only releasing you, but you are releasing them as well. This is freeing somebody else up to start a new cycle in their life. When we hang on to things that are outdated, over patterned, we've just stuck in it too long, we help keep that person bound. We become that toxic addiction. We become that codependency. Tough love, but from a compassionate place. Those who do not feel secure will feel as if you have ripped the rug out from under their feet, and you will see their anger again. And here is where you protect your peace. You protect the highest vibration of love for you. All you can do is send them on their way. When you open your eyes to the peace that particular wound can heal, you become a guiding light for others, because the collective is going to and does need you in all of your peace, glory, evolution, and change to put into this world. Truth and restoration of healing of the souls to transmute the pain in our existence. Do not fear those changes. Embrace them with open arms like a long-lost friend. When your soul began, it was clean, clear, innocent, and inexperienced. This is now your opportunity to return to your natural self. Be bold, be brave, and be unscared. Now, I'm going to say this. We're 36 minutes in. I'm going to post this video as it stands. Take that, sit with that. This afternoon, because I do have clients today, I have a very, very busy day, and school was on a massive delay today. So that threw my whole morning off. So I'm going to leave this video as it is. It's going to go up before the next thing. I'm going to pull cards later on. We're going to touch back. We'll call that part 2, the cards of this message, and we'll go from there. Sit with this. Go listen to Paula Deen's I Don't Want to Wait. And then we'll talk about it later. I'm sending you all so much love. Sit with this message as you plan your work around the full moon for yourself. I hope that it brings you great insight and wisdom as spirit came in very, while they don't have emotions up there, but heartfelt for the sake of your well-being. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Personal reads are open and available. Feel free to message me. That information is in the inbox or in the description box below. I'm sending you all so much love. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye.